Family Wagwan, manners and respect. Out of manners and respect, me come to you right now. And right now, people, like we say, we are turning up the fire for the nonsense that is going on in my country and the kind of lies that they try to feed the people of Jamaica. And I just want to know that it's not going to work this time with us, as we the bloggers going to bring the people the truth, and we're not afraid to do so. Big up all the brave bloggers around here. So now we're going to have somebody calling with high inside scoop of the farmers in Jamaica. We're going to have somebody from Canada, from the ground, somebody with very knowledgeable experience about what is going on. They wait till you hear her. So now we're going to address the liaison officers, somebody who know firsthand about the liaison officer. So let me call her now. Her name is Shailene. You call her family. Look who you are going.
Hello.
Shailene Wagwan, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Well, people, they have online my friend Shailene, Shay from Canada, and she have an inside scoop of what's going on with this. Good morning, Shailene. Introduce yourself and let me know and let the audience know what is the relationship when it comes to farm. What the farm? What is the connection with these farmers? How you get to know these farmers? How you get to know what you know?
Okay, I moved to St. Catharines area in Canada, in Ontario, in 2008. I had property of my own. I had some workers come, not on contract, but however, they were on contract, and if there was any jaw joint employment, I had them come and work.
So you have a farm. You have a farm. You're a farm owner.
Yes. The issues seem to be, like we've discussed already, farm workers not being heard, and liaison is supposed to represent the workers, not so much the bosses, and it just seems that the bosses are heard, with fear of the workers going and speaking out that they will not be returned. Bosses going and making the statements to these gentlemen and ladies that have come that they have the liaison officers in their back pocket. Fear of reporting conditions of living, fear of, per se, like COVID issues was, so much worse. Food-wise, they weren't able to leave the farm, which there was nothing in the contract stating that they couldn't leave the farm, regarding food or activity. Housing issues. Housing issues we can discuss about, back in Jamaica, these men aren't sharing rooms with other men. There's 3-4 men, sometimes more than that, in one room. Only for privacy is divided with, a bed sheet hanging from the ceiling or from a bunk bed, which is the only privacy they have. Showering conditions, they get off of work, they're trying to cook, they're trying to shower, so they're fighting over, X amount of bathrooms between large amount of men, kitchen issues, not enough fridges or freezers to accommodate. So it results to the one time a week that these gentlemen get either a bus ride or a boss taking them into a grocery store. It's the same issue. So they don't have enough room to accommodate what they need for their supplies for food, snacks, drinks, meat, for proper eating. Obviously what, a Jamaican man would be used to. It goes on. It goes on. The safety. I actually have a couple friends actually that were at the farm with the gentleman that passed a couple weeks back with the tobacco harvester. Those gentlemen have are actually lucky enough that they have their own rooms. However, they have a bigger accommodations there for them, so they have been lucky. But there is farms where there's 6 guys to 1 stove, 1 fridge, some kitchen cupboards. So, they work long hours. Some of these gentlemen are working, and ladies, are working anywhere from 8 hours to 14 hours a day. Their accommodations don't include air conditioning. So when we have temperatures here in Canada, some days that feel like 40, these gentlemen are out on the fields and have to, result to trying to get a good night's sleep in this heat as well. So therefore, not getting the sleep, not getting the food that they're used to, not being able to cook because they're fighting over stoves. Laundry is another issue after working that amount of hours with, now it's reaping time, so it's 7 days a week usually. Washing is an issue because long hours. Now they've got to, wash clothing by hand. Some of them do have a washer, but no dryer. So if we have rainy weather, the same thing. So it's a problem.
Hold on a Shay. Shay.
Yeah.
Shay,
yeah.
This man may wake up, Shay, after Andre last night. We sent a video come give you, right? We sent a video come give you. We introduced her to Andre Stevens last night, people. Because of fire we are putting her. People ever put the pressure upon them in the people. So this man will wake up, Shailene, and I read the paper. Based on what them hear, we bloggers are talk about. In the paper this morning, most of the calls last night was against the liaison officers. And this is what, may I read a little part for you. Jamaica's chief liaison service officer in Canada, Kenneth Phillips, has rebuffed claims of mistreatment by farm workers in the North America country, calling their reports misguided and unfounded. What do you have to say about that? Based on, you're a person with a farm, So you understand, you have the Jamaican on your farm also. You had them, or you have a farm. So tell me what you think about what the man said a while ago.
I certainly don't agree with the visit that he has made here. I don't agree, and of course, if it's a visit that there's been information given that he's coming, things are cleaned up, and obviously workers. I've seen pictures, I've seen videos. Actually on a boss's website of the farm of these gentlemen and ladies smiling. Obviously, they're going to be smiling. Obviously, they're going to be, putting on their best, representation of the farm, knowing of the fact that they won't be coming back. It's always a threat. This is a constant threat, and these gentlemen don't feel comfortable at all going to the officers that are supposed to represent them, due to, the officers go back and report to the boss, and then the boss knows, and then you don't get your call next year. I've seen now that 17 gentlemen on another farm, there's now 17 new ones that I've been introduced to a farm that is well known to me, and a different generation. They seem to be more unruly, more cocky, more outspoken, so they're going to speak. So it's starting now that, the generation of coming 20 years is, quieter to it. They talk amongst themselves and not fight so much because they know what they're going to get. However, I've seen now this new group of 17 come in that, they're more outspoken and, they're more, they're into educating themselves and asking questions to see and to go further than the elation and not bother with the elation and just go further. And again, I went through with the other alliance group in Niagara on the Lake to go and speak with our member of parliament which seems to be a better issue to go and deal with instead of dealing with your relations.
I agree. I agree. You step over. Hold on a ceiling.
Yeah,
This is what we do
step
now,
over it.
Step over the Jamaica government because there's no help people. There's no help coming
Right.
from the government.
Right.
There's no help people. So Shailene, what is
You know, to me, pardon?
what is it feedback? What is it? What if the farmers? I'm sure you talk to a lot of farm workers. What are they saying about Carl Samuda's visit?
They haven't really spoke a lot about it because, you know, going and giving a feedback on it is just feeding into, you know, so again, they've, you know, they're forming different alliances with each other to go and to go further because they know that they feel like their hands are tied, their mouths are taped, they can't say shit, and, you know, they're gonna, you know, not be brought back.
That is
so
why.
the fear of, you know, they're the breadwinners. They're the breadwinners for, you know, a family at home, extended family. As you know, parents need assistance. You know, another sibling may need assistance. You know, they've got kids that need to go to school, wives, you know, to support, and, you know, they're putting their lives. You know, look at the gentleman you and I have spoke about that, you know, lost his life, unfortunately, to the safety of using the tobacco harvester. This is now a wife, you know, without a husband and, you know, supported family and, you know, children. There's, you know, and 35 years you dedicate yourself, and without farmers, we have no food, we have no future. And, you know, it just seems that the bosses, you know, and, you know, myself being a boss, you know, bosses are the ones that reap the benefits of all of these workers coming. And to me, I've always had a huge heart. I married a Jamaican man. I also, you know, had a child that came from Jamaica as well. And, you know, my heart is so huge when it comes to time to these farm workers because there's no future without them. Absolutely no future. So to me, you know, these men deserve, you know, quarters to live in and, you know, air conditioning, you know, to keep them cool so they do get a good night rest, which without a good night's rest, you're not going to get the work ethics. You know, they're pushing out in the heat. They're coming here in the cold. They're leaving here in the cold. You know, and then it becomes a safety issue. No sleep, you know, you've got accidents happening, which, you know, we have to. And then transportation, we've talked about transportation, getting them to and from. Not all of them are able to get on a bus. So there's, you know, a boss that would go and have a vehicle that's not big enough to go and bring all at one time. So you have them using bicycles. You and I have discussed about how many Mexican workers, just Niagara on the Lake. I would say in the last 3 years, there's, you know, 4 accidents that have taken the life of farm workers, you know, taking bikes to go and resort into going and getting their food and their means of life because there's no boss that'll take them in. I've drove gentlemen that have been sick to the hospital because the bosses, you know, they don't want to say anything to the bosses. And it has resulted to, you know, hospitalization, you know, and who has taken them? Not the bosses. They've taxied in to doctors. They've, you know, I have brought some people that I know, and this, you know, touches me because my husband went through the same thing. He was left on a farm kitchen floor.
Wow.
You know,
So, Shailene, so what do you think, what can the government of Jamaica do to improve this situation? Shailene, you know the signal got people. We are bringing information to you guys. Don't worry. Shailene a farm owner. She a farm owner. Hold on. She'll come back. Don't worry. She'll be back. She's a farm owner. Who's best to hear from? Who is best to hear from, people? We are get from the inside. The inside, the news media now do that for Jamaica. The journalists now do that, people. If you have the money, some of the blogger gone to Canada. People of media have the money as a blogger, like all the news media Jamaica, the media houses. But I fly gone to Canada. Gone do an investigation on my own. Something what the news media should have do. Them should have fly out on behalf of us and go back, go there and go back to Jamaica with the story. You know? Hold on, people. She come, man. She come. So, you see, when I hear this man come out, come talk this morning, Mr. Phillips, the liaison officer head, him can't talk no better, people. Because him can't talk no better than Carl Samuda. If Carl Samuda talk garbage, him have to talk garbage too. And one of the garbage Carl Samuda say, him not see no problem with what going on in Canada. So expect the liaison officer head or the liaison officer to come out, come speak anything better. If Carl Samuda talk garbage and the liaison officer ever come out to come say, garbage, you talk boss, why do you think it happen? So the tone is set from where? We just want to educate my people. Where the tone is set from? Where is it coming from? And if Carl Samuda is me the boss over Carl Samuda, and if it wasn't coming from the Prime Minister's office, how come Mr. Carl Samuda could be talking like that? How come Favour could be talking like that? How come all of them could be talking like that so tough for the Jamaica people? Where the tone come from? The tone come from top, people. Tone come from top. Come on, lady, call her back. I should get one call there or something. She get a call, see? She get a call. She get a call, people. Hold on now. Call her coming. That's a businesswoman, you know. A business, a farmer. A businesswoman. So, you know, a friend of mine for a long time. So, a lot of this stuff, we have good people at Canada, on the ground there, who know firsthand and see firsthand and know what's going on. It's not now this lady that talk to me. It's not the first video I do, people. You can go back. Even a couple of years ago, you can see me have video me talk about the farm workers. Because a long time I say I go on the farm workers and the thing we need to change. Hold on, people. Hold on there. Yeah, man. So the things that need to happen, people, is it must come from our government. All these fights, because the farm worker does, me hear somebody called me last night and said farm workers pay $5 a day. Yeah, Shirley.
Hello, sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. Me was me ask you, say, how can the government of Jamaica, what do you think the government of Jamaica, how can the government of Jamaica improve these farmers' situation? What should they do or what they're not doing?
They need to assure that these gentlemen are safe on the job, definitely.
Go ahead.
That, definitely making sure that they're safe on the job. There's too many accidents and it's swept underneath the carpet. They need to know that, accommodations are up to par. I know that, not everyone has the wealth in Jamaica to go and live in luxury or have luxury. However, there is many men that are living in so much better accommodations, even when it comes time to their transportation, like the farm vehicles, and I'm not talking tractors. I'm talking the trucks and the farming vehicles. Not being safe. 30-year-old vehicles. No signal lights. Just making sure that all means of life are better for these men that are making peanuts, that deserve definitely more than this. I don't know. Their checkups, there's excuses about one farm and how, they don't have the means of property or they don't have the means of homes to go and give these guys more space and more privacy and better living conditions. And as you showed a video, there is accommodations that have outhouses. There is, also farmers that like bosses that have, you know, different groups from different areas, that they have them fighting amongst each other due to like the conditions you showed. You know,
Yes, this
you can
one
have
with the Trinidad and the Trinidad guy and the Jamaicans. That's a conflict right there. How can you have something like that?
You have some bosses, two brothers. One farm that I know in the Simcoe area has Bajans as well as Jamaicans, and one brother brings the Bajans, one brother brings the Jamaicans, and then they go and they fight amongst each other because the brothers are going and, you know, you have better work ethics than this one, and, you know, it's the same thing. You know, it's I don't even know. It's just,
wow.
I mean, we need the workers, and the workers need to be able to come, you know, and have this opportunity. But, you know, living conditions, and like I said, COVID was terrible. You know, these gentlemen didn't have the means of life that they needed. No internet. So we were lucky enough, Niagara-on-the-Lake, there was an alliance out there that worked very hard to, once a week, you know, farms would go and get a free hot meal delivered to their farms. They would kind of take turns. There was also the library donated internet for the workers to be able to come and, you know, contact family back home to let them know they traveled, they got here safely, this is that. Again, a financial issue. A boss was given X amount of dollars. I'm not going to quote the amount, but X amount of dollars for each worker. And it was hard for them to pack barrels and crates, as you know, is very important to them, due to the bosses going and buying some things in bulk. Now, again, not all bosses were doing this. However, you know, they would do personal shopping for them. They would do personal banking for them. So they knew what was in your bank account. They knew what you were buying in groceries.
Wow.
If you were sending X amount of dollars to a family member in Jamaica, the bosses knew your business because of, you know, one worker going and getting COVID, then everything shut down. So, however, I did speak to the Member of Parliament about that information, and that was not in their contract. Something else that was spoke about last night in Andre's live was about the workers and, now I forgot what I was going to say. The open work permit.
Mm-hmm.
This was supposed to happen many, many years ago. This is in what, you know, a rule that was, you know, made up looking back like 30, 40 years ago, that when you travel on the farming program, you couldn't work anywhere else. So if you had a problem with a boss, or a boss had a problem with you, whether it be, you know, abuse, whether it be your work ethic, anything like that, it was, you know, you have to stay on that farm. You can't leave anywhere. You can't go anywhere. So before COVID, actually, the Member of Parliament that I spoke with was Chris Biddle here, and he had an alliance out before COVID that these workers could go to him openly once a week and go and speak with him and give some suggestions and get some advice on steps that they could go about to do certain things to make things better because of the Malaysian services being terrible. And he told me before COVID, this was supposed to change, that now if a worker comes and if he's in a setting that he's not comfortable with, if he's not being listened to when it comes time to safety or living arrangements or, you know, just treatment in general, it was to change that these gentlemen could now go to a different farm and not be sent home. Oh. They can go and work somewhere else. It didn't even have to be a farm. I am waiting actually on a call back from Chris Biddle, in regards to that female worker from Jamaica.
Tell me about that.
that
Tell me
has
about
been-
that female worker some more, Shaylin. Tell me about that female worker because we were talking about this female worker was exposed to chemical.
Yes. That female worker, just like my husband, was exposed to chemicals at the farm she was at, and it ended up her organs started shutting down. She has constant pain. She has breathing issues. She can't feel her feet. Her fingers are an issue as well. She has appealed, tried to appeal, and she has sent in all her information to the Ministry of Labor in Jamaica. She has put in a claim with WSIB here. There was also an issue when it came time to pay with that boss, which I've heard on the other side of like Norwich, like his Simcoe area. There was a boss there as well that was an apple farm that did the same thing with picking, that you go and count how many baskets per se, and you knew how many, so you were being paid at that time per basket, and then when it came time your check, you were paid like half of that. And so she has sent me her pay stub. She has sent me her medical leave information, doctor slips. She has sent me her claim information. So I plan to bring that forward to Chris Biddle to go and see if we can get a move on that.
So this lady,
and,
hold on a shit. So this lady right here, what people share the live, you know? People, when you just don't come and sit down and share this, you know? When you share this, it's all about Jamaica and betterments. Share the live.
Right.
So you are telling me, I want to understand clearly, you know, is a female farm worker who got sick in Canada and was dumped off back in Jamaica. She was exposed to chemical.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you see this other man in the paper where this other man is terminally ill. It just came out sometime this week and in the paper, and he sent back to Jamaica. It means he's in a hospital bed. That's where I see a picture of him. He's terminally ill and he's sent him back to Jamaica from the farmer to go dead. You heard about him?
Yes. Yes. And I know a couple of years back, there was a gentleman by the name of Sheldon. I won't mention the last name. However, Sheldon's family was unable to come. He was in a greenhouse. There was an accident with the greenhouse with the top windows opening, and something had let go and had beat him badly, giving him head injury. A part of his brain was removed due to the swelling in his brain. He was actually in the hospital in a coma, in an induced coma after the surgery. And a family member, which is a cousin, had to come from Winnipeg to the area, which is probably about an hour and a half away from myself right now. And they wanted to send this gentleman home in the state that he was. And she had fought for him to stay here. And they continued treatment. However, the gentleman was then taken off of life support, and after that, I'm not sure. Everything, again, is swept under the carpet. Even the gentleman, the Mexican gentleman, back in June, was hit by a 51-year-old female driver here in St. Catharines. There was 3 Mexican workers that had taken a drive out on their day off, went and picked up some groceries, and one had got a flat tire. So the 3 of them end up going and walking in a rural area to head back to the greenhouse and their accommodations. And how it happened, I don't know. However, a 51-year-old female, which has not been named, had hit all 3 workers, and they were thrown into the field. And the 2 workers that survived end up having, broken bones and damage. And the third worker, again, was here, had children, 2 children, a wife back home, and he supported his parents, is now deceased.
Wow.
So, and then, as you know, the gentleman that was here 35 years, in the Simcoe area, working, harvester, a tobacco harvester, is deceased now, a couple weeks, and there was a vigil, but now after that, it's, Monday. This happened on a Sunday. Monday morning, these gentlemen were sent out to work. And one of the comments from one of the gentlemen that I know that work at that farm was, some wanted to go out to work then, so they went out to work, and others decided, no, we weren't going out to work. That, we're not animals. We're not animals.
So the grief,
this is a lot of life. It could have happened to any one of us.
Hold on, Shay. So no grief counselor provided for these workers?
Yes, there was victim services, which probably wouldn't have been asked about by the farm. Mm-hmm. My guessing. It's probably, that was the video that I sent you that you had it on one of your lives of the officer. So here, there's the victim services that are here for our services for our nurses, our doctors, our paramedics, our firemen, our police officers. But when it comes down to a loss of a life in an accident or, a murder, however, police step in and end up having the victim services then come to your home, and these gentlemen were able to go and speak, and still able to go and speak to victim services if they wish to do so.
All right, let's talk about, we could go back to the Mexicans there. All 3 of them were clean, were knocked down on the road, right? Were run over on the road, right? Walk, all 3 Mexicans. Now, last night while I was listening to the program, I hear people calling, and they were talking about racism that they encountered in Canada. Do you know anything about that? And there's another part again when somebody calling, they were saying that during the COVID, the people in Canada the citizens did not want to see the farmers roaming around the town during COVID. Tell me, how was that during COVID? How hard was that on the farmers, and about the racism that we hear some of them are complaining about over there? I hear what this one lady said.
Yes,
go ahead.
There was racism. They didn't want workers coming to the country. You and I are in agreement to some of these things. With vaccines and whatnot. But yes, it was also very difficult a couple of years back when there was another pandemic coming through, and they didn't want the Mexican workers here. Racism is there. It's terrible. Niagara on the Lake, there's a lot of like an older generation, and to be honest, some of the ones that are now in the alliance that work for the migrant workers were raised that we don't speak to these people. These people are here, but we don't speak to these people. We don't get to know these people. We just know that they're here, what they're doing, and that's it. And now they have come out in the last 10 years to go and say, these people are here for us. These people are putting their family aside to come here for us, and without them, we couldn't do it, and we absolutely couldn't do it. There was deadlines, there's always deadlines, things need to be planted on time, things need to be reaped at a certain time, so this is when the safety issues come in as well, that, we're in a hurry to have, this reaped. If we don't reap it today, it's done tomorrow. But yes, there is racism. Don't bring them here. We can't handle any more people coming here due to the fact of, they're going to be bringing it here because we can go and protect ourselves better. Our medical is better. Sadly, actually, the racism is here. You know, why we have tons of people here that can go and do the job, and people are out of work. Why do we need to bring foreign workers here to go and do the job? However, as a white woman, I'm an educated woman. I know that sadly, we don't have the people here that will do this job, and nor do we have the people here that will go and work under these accommodations or the rate of pay. You know, these gentlemen get a very low pay. These gentlemen have things taking off of their pay that they don't have they can't use, like EI.
Explain.
There's
that.
only
What's
one
that?
way that
What's
you can
that?
use EI here.
What's that? What is EI?
Unemployment. EI is unemployment, like unemployment insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, there's only one way that they can go and make a claim for their EI, which is if a gentleman decided to go and run because he has a wife, or stay back because he's got married and he's going to stay in Canada. He's put in some documents, and per se, he's done working on the farm in October because the reaping is all done and the boss no longer needs him. He can go and put in for his unemployment claim until December 15th. Other than that, these gentlemen have unemployment, which is a fair chunk taking off their pays, and it can't be used. So if a man goes and works here for 35 years and he goes home for 35 years, he's paid into something that he can never make a claim on.
Wow.
Where myself as a Canadian, if I'm laid off or my job ends, under different circumstances, whether you're, let go from a job for whatever reason, I can go and make a claim.
So these farm workers
However,
are paying into something that they will never collect unless you run off. Is that what you're saying, Shaylin?
Basically, you get married and you stay, you get a permanent residence or however, you can never make a claim on your unemployment.
So if a man got Canada for 35 years, the long years, and I'm paying it to so long, are you saying that it's probably more beneficial to him if he run off? But as I ask, eh?
You know my opinion on that.
Argument done.
You know my opinion on
Argument
that.
done. Keep it moving. You hear people? All right.
You know my opinion on that.
We're not have to count
Absolutely.
out everything. We're not have to count out everything and spin up
Absolutely.
everything up here.
I mean, these gentlemen do pay accommodation fees, which isn't very much. However, something like the video of what you have posted earlier, of using an outhouse, or you don't have the accommodations to go and put, your food in there. And I mean, you gentlemen and ladies eat well in your country.
That's true.
I've seen COVID time. I've seen a boss go and provide 1 carton of eggs, a loaf of bread, some coffee, sugar, chicken from the butcher, a couple chickens, and, maybe some vegetables. But I also see that there's food that may have been delivered that, the culture doesn't eat or isn't keen on, So, if you want to deliver a pizza on a Friday night and KFC, okay, so what about the man that doesn't eat pizza? What about the man that doesn't eat meat? Where's that coming from? So again, these are things that, us on the racism, you should just eat what you're given. And that doesn't go like that in your country.
Let me ask
if I don't eat meat, why are you giving me meat, and why are you expecting me to eat meat? You'd rather me starve than eat meat, So yeah, do I agree? If I can go and help every man, and me, if I could go and help every man go and be here and not have to go and deal with farm work and the mistreatment. And again, I'm not saying that all bosses are mistreating
Yes.
their workers.
And I said that this morning. I really expressed this morning that, even some guys will come on live and they will tell you that they're boss, but it's just a very small fraction. Me have another question. People, Shaylin is my friend. I'm a white friend from Canada for a long time. All right? And we talk all the time. So now, Shay, tell me something now. We're going to talk about the liaison officer. Last night, we hear people are calling. And one person said that the liaison officer would meet these workers at the airport and shake out them pocket. Scam, like take money off of them like it's some type of extortion. Have you ever heard any news like that, Shaylee? Any truth to that?
No, I haven't heard that. I've heard the talk about the outfits. What they had to wear, how to behave, odor, hygiene. I've heard that, and also, protection.
So you
bags and bags of protection.
Yes, condoms.
Other than that, no, I haven't heard any of that.
All right, and before we sign off on that, more you gonna do a research on Michelle, because you have the links. More you gonna do a research since this is brand new. We never noticed that. Cause one person said some in Jamaica we say when I go near so, and it's not one person here with it. That they have to pay liaison officer. And true, we know Jamaica stay, just like how we are here, so liaison officer take money from the bosses. You ever pay no liaison officer, Shaylin, on your farm?
No, absolutely. I also didn't bring workers here. Yeah. So like I didn't have accommodations for that. So I just, like I said, I had workers that had come here on a different contract, or I had workers that had come on contract previous to that have left the farm and are either working under the table, or have a family. I didn't have the accommodations to go and house anyone for that. So I'm just going definitely on what I've seen with the workers that have been brought here. And like I said, old school, they don't speak of it because they know it's going nowhere, so they just leave it alone. Where the 17, like I said, the new 17 that I know that have come, they speak out. They're younger, they're more boosty, they say what they want to say, they're going to behave whatever way they want to behave, and they're going to stand up because, they're going by contract.
Millennials.
They're reading the contract. They're picking apart the contract. Where somebody that's been traveling for 20, 30 years, they just sit back and they take the shit.
Can't read.
Can't
read.
Again, could be that situation. It could be the reading and writing skills, or it's just that, they're 50. They're 40, they're 50, they're 60. They live with the shit, and then this is when it also comes down to there's abuse and bullying on the farms then.
Wow.
Because they don't want to go and speak about it. They don't want to bring it forward to the boss and say, hey, listen, this guy's, going and making fun of this guy. This guy's slower than this guy, or this guy does this and this guy doesn't do that.
So yeah, farmers abusing each other, right? That's what you're saying. Farmers abusing each other.
Absolutely. There's jealousy when someone, I've been in a relationship again after my marriage failed, and, a 50-year-old man has authority to go and do certain things. He's like the lead man under the boss, and there's bullying. There's picking at. There's personal issues when it comes time to a man going and talking to his wife or his family back home, and then someone going and hearing it through a bed sheet, not a wall, a bed sheet. Nothing, no privacy. A man comes and wants to change his clothes. He's got a bed sheet in between the next man. You know how that goes. Mm-hmm. That's not happy feelings there. That's you come out of the shower, you gotta bring your clothes to the shower. You gotta walk out of the shower. So you're confined to whatever. You don't have, there's 28 guys that I know of in one house. It's like, it almost looks like a barn. And all downstairs is living quarters when it comes down to kitchen, one bathroom, and a living area, like a living room area.
For 28 guys.
And, you know, these guys have no privacy. You're walking outside in the cold. You're standing out in the porch to go and have a talk with your wife. You're, you know, like, you go to your room, you got two other guys. You either have one that's on top of you in a bunk bed or one down below you. You got one beside you. There's one at the foot of you. There's no privacy. So then it comes down to bullying. So somebody knows you got a problem with your wife. Somebody knows that your wife is running around back home. Somebody knows that you got, you know, an issue financially. You know, somebody knows, you know, what you're doing here and what you're doing there, which causes the bullying. And it is terrible. It's absolutely terrible, the bullying that goes on here.
Wow.
You know, so again, these men are leaving their families to come here. Whatever the situation is back home, whatever you live in, whether you live in a board house, a zinc house, or a block house. You know, the quarters here, I'm telling you, there's, you know, one boss I know that has like a 30-year-old vehicle, and he like put restrictions all of a sudden that these guys can't go and take the vehicle when they want to go and buy a stick of butter or a loaf of bread.
All vehicle.
You know, and yeah, in a farm vehicle that's all beat up, you know, and 30-year-old vehicle, 40-year-old vehicle, and you can't allow them to go. So once a week, they're allowed to go on a bus. So what if they forget something? What if they run out of something? This is where Shay comes in. Shay has went and done, as you know, even put out of my pocket during COVID to go and buy cases of chicken, cases of this, you know, bags of that, bought stuff. These gentlemen are used to going and packing crates and barrels, and the bosses were going and buying in bulk, some bosses. So say cock soup, for instance. Cock soup goes on sale for 59 cents. Your little Vienna sausages go on sale sometimes for 79 cents or 89 cents. Well, when the boss bought the bulk of it to go and sell, which to me is then going and making a profit, because these guys don't know how much it was bought for. Mm-hmm. You know, so these guys that were normally, again, this is something that these guys are used to, packing barrels, packing crates. They're no longer getting the sale price. Now this year and last year, the end of the last year, they were able to go and go back to the shopping and take the bus, or, you know, leave out with a friend or a family member that lives close by and go and do their thing. But before that, it was, you know, they were going to a butcher to go and get a whole chicken that was like, what, $14 for a whole chicken, where I can go and get, you know, a whole box of chicken, you know, 18 kilograms of chicken for, you know, $30, $40 and go, and then they can split it. You know, these guys had no access. And where it comes into that, I was paying for food and I was taking out of my pocket, taking out of the pocket of the goodness of my heart to go and make these men that have left their mothers, their fathers, their kids, their wives, you know, to go and make sure that they were comfortable. Because there was no way that, you know, one stick of butter and one thing of milk and one crate, like one carton of eggs and this and that was going to help three guys for how many days? So go and make me a list.
So it was very rough during the COVID. They faced that. It was very rough.
Oh, terrible. I don't know how any of them even got on a plane. I don't even know why they got on a plane. To go and be mistreated, worse than ever. Worse than ever. Meanwhile, there was, you know, on the news, there was actual bosses begging that he doesn't know when his workers are getting here and he needs his workers here to go and set up, to go and start, because now how is, you know, the work process going to take place? Begging. But then when they got here, they were shit again. You know, no, we've got to do better. People that are ignorant towards it have got to open up their eyes. People that know about it have got to go over the heads. They've got to go and help these men. If anybody has a heart, they have to go over and they have to go and see their member of parliament and go and fight this. Change shit. That these men aren't going and coming here and losing their lives, going hungry, leaving a family member behind for this. Because this isn't right. No one, no human being, needs to go and live like this.
Wow. So me here talk about let's get some closure on the lady who was exposed to chemical in Jamaica and sent home to Jamaica. What is there in the future for her? What's all you looking for her? Because I know you're fighting for her.
What am I looking for?
No,
compensation.
No, Shay. Me say, what is in the future for her? How is her future looking? How does this case look?
Well, she stopped traveling because she can't travel. Same with the gentleman that had the heart attack 12 years ago, massive heart attack. He's supposed to, we've been supporting his family. We've had a group that goes together and we have donations that we end up going and sending to that family in Jamaica because it's been 12 years and finally he's just got an appeal. So things like this, like she can't work. She stopped traveling. She stopped traveling. She says, I saw the abuse. I'm not, I'm desperate, but I'm not that desperate. My breathing, I can't, I struggle to breathe. I struggle to walk, the pain that she feels. So, this is a woman that honestly, yes, she come here. And last night, one thing that really kind of got to me and was heart-wrenching to me, I don't know if these were people that didn't believe or these were people that were saying, that are stuck in Jamaica that have some issues that they want to go on the farming program. And I read one of the comments of one lady going and stating about, I will come and I will do it. In other words, these people are complaining for nothing because she's ignorant towards what has taken place here. Like somebody that doesn't believe. Like you have to come here and you have to see.
That's all politics.
Or go and talk to somebody.
Shay, that's politics.
Yes.
That's somebody who think the government is not doing a bad job. It's not that bad. I will come do it. That's politics. And it happens on both sides.
Well,
and it's wrong. That's how do you have some people keep holding back the movement, holding back the progress movement. You know what that come like, Shay? That come like that come like some people on the plantation who always care about the news to the boss. Now on the movement, go forward. You always have those that pull back your shirt. Share one of them. So don't pay them no mind. Because a lot of people use this social media and just spit out some ignorant stuff on social media and don't know what they're talking about when people are struggling. So another thing again, Shirley, because some people, I read in the comment this morning, because me read in comments this morning on social media, and in one of the news article in Jamaica. And some people were saying that Jamaica must basically, they will blackball them and get they will get Mexicans and Filipinos. And when I ran the research, Shailene, Mexican and Filipinos and Trinidadian and all having the same problem. They're all crying out loud on social media the same. Yes. Jamaica's not alone.
No, Jamaica is not alone. We do have more Jamaican workers than any, actually. However,
why? Shirley, tell me why. Why are more Jamaican workers? Are we the best?
I don't know if I have the correct answer for you when it comes time to that.
All right.
But I do know that due to the fact of, yourself, and this isn't just coming from my thoughts or my life that I've went through, like, my own private life. Jamaicans will at least be unruly, so to speak, to stand up, to speak, and to go and say, go fuck yourself, so to speak, than, say, a Mexican worker. And I'm going to say, a Jamaican worker will go and bust their asses. But a Jamaican worker will also go and put down his foot and say, all right, enough is enough. I'm not working 14 hours. I'm not working in the dark where I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's more fear. I don't know if it's more personality. I don't know if it's more laid back. I don't know what it is. But I'm going to tell you, a Mexican worker will go out there at 5 a.m. and they will be out there because I've seen it myself. I have seen them out there in the dark come like 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Damn.
where a Jamaican worker will go and say, enough is enough. So now, okay, so there was one farm, Simcoe area, in Simcoe, Ontario, which is in the vicinity, say like a 15-minute vicinity of the gentleman that just lost his life a couple weeks ago. And he had well over, and I'm talking well over 500 workers, this one farm, because it was huge. It was ginseng, it was wheat, it was rye, it was produce, and tobacco. And this boss has now stopped sending for some of his Jamaican workers and have decided to go with Mexican workers. Like he does have Jamaican workers still. However, I don't know if it's the behavior. I don't know if it's, I don't want to say, because not everybody is, unruly. Jamaicans like to go and have fun. Jamaicans will, go out and, have some drinks and be out till 2 a.m., but those Jamaicans also show up for work the next day. Where, the Mexican workers, they'll go and do their groceries on a Friday night, and then they head back to the farm because they know that, tomorrow's work and we're busting in again, and, they just do their work. They obey. So I don't know.
Well,
I think
you know why, Shailene, as a black man, me feel about that. I just think because as slave was yesterday, a black man already work on the plantation already, So I just think it's a slavery.
Certain things, in a Jamaican man's mind, it's it's not just work. So it might be the first thing he's thinking about is okay, like I got to have a life somewhere, or I'm missing home and I need to deal with this, But I mean, I'm not saying that they're out there slacking, because they're not. Because if you go out and you're out till 2 a.m., no matter what you're doing at 2 a.m., that you need to be on the field the next morning. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. However, some are a little more reserved and better behavior, so to speak. There's no partying. There's, it is all about the work. It's not about, ladies and having some fun and, being unruly.
More discipline.
So... Yeah, definitely more discipline.
So, Shailene, something I always appreciate talking to you. You know that, right? I know. So
I do.
I know. So when this is done, we probably got to talk later and what have you, and half ear and all them things, because we still want to go to run the research. Because we're not done with the liaison officer them yet. I'm gonna do my own investigation. I'm going to sniff around there Canada for me to find any more news and the liaison officer about them collecting money from them farm workers. We need it out there, and we're not gonna stop until we get it out there, because I cannot believe the farm worker who said them come at the officer, because we as Jamaica know how the thing set. Everybody agrees farm and backdoor deals, and we're gonna flush that out. So me don't want to focus and tell like on them. Like me say, I want to go snoop around for me and Canada, find out from anyone them work there. If liaison officer take money from them man, they come here somebody call in. And I'm gonna do my personal research and we're gonna come back up with it. So Shailene.
Before you had called me, I did message I would say about 10 individuals to go and see their opinion, and their opinions then I will screenshot and I will write down their opinions and any information when it comes time to them. That's one thing I haven't heard. However, I mean, I have heard on the ministry on the other end that, there is handouts there. X amount of dollars, we're going to get you on the program. And if you don't have X amount of dollars, or you don't know somebody that's, working for the ministry, then, tough shit, you're not in. But as for liaison, I have not heard that. However, I will inquire in that, and maybe with the live now, maybe somebody else will call in. And I believe Andre is doing another live tonight, so maybe perhaps that's a question that could be brought up. And there was workers last night that did step forward to go and say, about the work and rules and freezing fingers and still having to move forward and pick, so maybe tonight that subject will come up and we'll get more answers on that, because I know liaison is definitely, and again, I can't go and say that all are like the bad cop, but I haven't heard anything good either.
Okay. All right. So, Liz, Shay, what advice do you have for them brand new farm workers coming up?
Pardon me?
What advice do you have to this new generation, the millennials coming up and the farm workers?
Stand your ground, do your work, but stand your ground, and don't put up with the shit. And again, even with those 17 workers, I've now seen the bullying. I've seen the bullying already, and those workers came up in March and April, the end of March and the beginning of April, and I see the bullying, because there's so many guys in one house, and nobody's business is their business. There's judging on what this one wears, conversations with their ladies on the phone, just stand your grounds and, never mind the Malaysian. Don't even worry. If there's an issue, then, move forward. And actually yesterday, it was brought to my attention about documents. So I'm going to get updated with this document issue, because one has already ran off, because he had met somebody a couple of years ago, and he had come in April, and he had ran off last month, got married, and there's some kind of document. And I know the Alliance out on the lake is fighting for workers that come to also have their spouses be able to come.
Mm.
So how that works out, I don't know if all workers would appreciate their spouses coming with them. My comment on that. Anyway. So myself, it's, go over liaison. Definitely go to your member of parliament, because your member of parliament will fight for you, where liaison isn't.
Hold on, Shaylin, because we have a member of parliament in Jamaica too, so I hope of them they are talking. The MP in Jamaica, we are talking about the MP in Canada.
Yes.
All right, people. So what should I say? Fly over. Remember me telling them a video that did that day?
Fly over, definitely.
Escalate. Fly over.
Definitely.
Getting on a plane.
Yeah.
Any more problem? Getting on a plane. Fly so high on the see liaison officer, because I'm not coming there.
And if there's some kind of injury, the way they've been throwing it under the carpet, like the lady with the chemical, the gentleman that was hurt brain-wise, don't leave Canada.
Don't leave Canada.
Don't leave Canada.
They hear people?
No, because that's what they're doing. As soon as you leave Canada, it's thrown under the carpet, and they just, like this woman, this has been since September 2017. She has put in claims. Look at the gentleman that took a heart attack, massive heart attack here. They sent him home. He was getting benefits here. Do not leave. Do not leave. There's a boss that goes and signs up to go and bring you here. Do not leave the country. Do not leave the country.
Well,
my own husband never left the country. He had a chemical issue. Unfortunately, Jamaicans don't always fight for what they, or are not educated to go and fight. And I don't mean the reading and writing. I don't mean any of that. I mean, they're not educated because they don't know the system. They don't know where to go now, because they figure they're coming here. They have government at home. They have Ministry of Labor going in and supposed to be backing them up. They come here. They think the Malaysian is supposed to back them up. And nobody's backing these workers.
Well,
I have not yet, since 2008, living in this area and going and having communication with these ladies and gentlemen, have had a good word when it comes time to the liaison.
No good word on the liaison.
You can't call liaison. You can't call liaison. And I'm going to say something. There's something to do with this new, you pay $30 for this document. I'm going to find out what it is. And these guys were able to go and get this document, and this gentleman was able to go and work somewhere else and is now making like $28 an hour. He had a $1,600 paycheck. Meanwhile, these guys work 52 hours at $15 an hour, and by the time everything is coming off, what are they making? So,
wow.
This isn't. I mean, you know, some have a job, you know, as well as I do. Some have a job in Jamaica that, you know, I don't even know why they're coming here, because the shit that they have to go through and being here, and, you know, being away from their children, their wives, family, to come here. Is it all worth it? When you get the treatment, you get the housing, the accommodations suck, you know, and you're bonded and tied down, which all in all, you're signed up to go to work, right? So this is the attitude on some. So this is why people are ignorant. They sign up to go to work. They're not here for the party. They're not here for the ladies. They're here for the work, and they're supposed to keep their head in their work and just obey.
Mm-hmm.
So when does it come down to human rights, though? Human rights of, how come I can't live? I'm here for 8 months out of the year. I'm here for 6 months out of the year. How can I not enjoy my life, even though I'm sitting here slaving for a country that couldn't do shit without me or have shit without me?
Speak. Speak, white lady. Speak, white lady. Speak, white lady. Speak.
I'm speaking. So, yeah, so, you know, anybody that knows anybody that is going through this, go to your member of parliament. I can't stress it enough. Stand up for these people that we need coming to our country. The days of slavery are done, people. Like a long time ago. Days of slavery, which wasn't even right then. It's not right this day and age. Would you slave for $15 an hour? I know that no Canadian would stand behind unless you're the boss yourself. And even these men, I mean, I've been a wife that has been in this situation of having a farm and knowing that, you know, I bust all of what I have to go and make it work and for things to work. But, you know, and you know, there's wives that aren't you know, involved with the farm, and there's the husbands that, you know, they don't see their husbands either. Husbands come in at dark and then they're out in dark, you know, so they come in for a meal and they're off to bed. What kind of life is that? Well, they're treating these men the same way. You know, like, no life. There's no life in this. So these men need to be treated better for coming here and having this life for us.
You hear, people?
And you know?
And I make this up, you know? Now you're from Shailene. So, may I read this again in closing, Shailene. Jamaica Chief Liaison Officer, Jamaica Chief Liaison Service Officer in Canada, who are named fat over there, Keith Phillips, has rebuffed claims of mistreatment by farm workers in the North American country, calling their reports misguided and unfounded. So people, after beautiful conversation like this, who's telling the lies? Everybody.
If you have if you have any, you know, I could probably find it because I'm good on the research. I want to make a call. I want to make a call myself, or send an email or something, and speak then, and speak, because if that right there
to who we are talking
is what somebody
to who Shay?
Pardon?
Who you want to talk to? Who you want to call to?
To the Asian that just made those comments. I would absolutely love to go and have a conversation. And I also have the WhatsApp phone number for the ministry, or like the Minister of Labor, because there was one article, and I believe I sent it to you. There was one article that had the WhatsApp phone number on it, and I will be calling that number as well.
You need to call him and shake him down, because he's lying. He's lying. So, like, him know what's going on, and unless he not go out to the field.
Paid off to go and lie?
Huh?
I said being paid off to go and lie.
That's what
oblivious.
Everybody said. That's what everybody
said.
It's
just like Trudeau here, oblivious to the bullshit that's going on. One set mind. It's like you're in the Oval Office and, you know, one set mind. You want to see what you want to see. You want to behave whatever way you want to behave. You want to acknowledge whatever you want to acknowledge. This is shit here. These men are coming here and slaving out. Slaving out. You know, leaving families behind. These are people, your own people, Look after your own people.
Mm-hmm.
These aren't my people. But I consider these men and women my people. And you know after years now of talking about this and you and I communicating that these are my people. I appreciate these people. I bring cold water to these people. I bring Kisco out to these people in the field. I bring food to these guys. I go and I fight for everything that I could possibly fight. And I just feel like, you know, even if I'm a one-man army, I'm going to fight. I'm going to have a say. I'm going to, you know, speak what they're feeling, and they're feared to go and speak. You know, as much as I think these new 17 guys can be a little wild and they need to calm themselves, I'm so grateful of the fact of 17 people that I was introduced to. 17 of them have a voice and they're going to speak. They're not going to be the 40-year-old man. They're not going to be the 50-year-old man. They're not going to be the 60-year-old man. These men are going to speak. They're either going to get sick and tired, they got their ticket in, and they're going to go and find a wife, which isn't always the best thing either. But they're going to run because they're not going to deal with the shit. They won't deal with the shit. So it's just going to be the next number, like we spoke last night. One can go and replace the other so fast.
Wow.
So that's what's going to happen. You know how many are speaking of it already? Like, they're not going to deal with this shit.
Them youngsters.
They hate this shit.
Them youngsters, people. Me come on my page all the time. Hold on there, family. Me call it back.
Okay, bye.
Now, hold on, Shay, not you. People, me say to my page all the time, say, you know what? Young people, me put the owner in the driving seat, me in the bus. People, why you hear me say that all the time? You know, hear me say that all the time? Young people are the ones who are going to change this world. They're not going to be like us. And the ones who are going to change it for the better. And now we people, we up the hill and we are going down the hill now. So let's hope these young people, we are change this world. Change it in a positive. Change it for the better. And we sit down at the back of the bus and guide them. We the older ones sit down on the bus and guide them. Look here, she said, young boy, I can't make up nice and raise up dust. And this will help not only Jamaicans, because in doing my research, people, I find Filipinos, Mexican, people from Guatemala, even Trinidad man, when I play this man, a man from Trinidad, say, go home, big man in the garage. Right. You see that shell in the garage? Let me ask a question about that shell. Are you supposed to live in a garage in Canada? Canada is not supposed to, you're not supposed to live in a garage in America. Talk to me.
No, sir.
A garage.
No.
With porta potty outside. So that's illegal right there. That is illegal. To live in a
okay, so I'm going to say something. We have health workers, meaning, how can I say? They're like, it's like, they're part of the health system. And they go in and they do, like, especially with the COVID, they were going into the houses to go and set up the system for COVID on, educating the farmer on, okay, only this many. So before there might have been bunk beds, now they're not allowed to have bunk beds. Before it was 6 guys to a room, now you're only allowed to have either 2 to a room, depending on the size, or 3 to the room, because they have to be 6 feet.
So hold on, Shay, hold it right there. So the recent video we just played a while ago, about with these guys with a bunch of bunk bed in the room, the one guy that went to the in the ambulance, that's against protocol. Right. That shouldn't happen after COVID.
During COVID, no, they weren't allowed to go and have bunk beds. Now, to me, honestly, I'm going to say, and I'm not sure of how this actually worked, but, any little bit of education in someone's head would know that, okay, so the inspection comes, right? So there's always a house inspection that comes. So the house inspection comes before workers come. So then they get the okay to go and bring the workers here. After that, I have no clue, but I don't imagine so, because there's not enough health inspectors to go around and constantly come in and check unless somebody goes and complains. Now, I went and I spoke about that one farm in Simcoe when COVID was going on about the food sources. And they did, in fact, go and send somebody out to go and speak, to go and make sure that the guys had the food that, you know, they are used to. I mean, these guys are used to, okay, they're going out with like so many juice, so many water, you know, a decent snack. So these guys aren't going out with cookies like a white man would. You know, these guys are going out with like hearty food to go and eat.
Yeah, man, banana.
Because you know that you guys eat hearty. Well, these guys were unable to go and eat hearty.
Yeah.
So how do you expect a man to go and be out on a field working 8 to 10 hours with no hearty snacks or no snacks at all? You know, they had the one good meal, you know, chicken. You get so many chickens between so many guys. You get one loaf of bread between so many guys. These guys are used to going and eating their, you know, their bread and their egg in the morning. These guys are used to going and having their tea how many times a day? These guys are used to going and having their certain juice and certain this and certain that to go and eat. You guys eat hearty.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, so when it comes down to it, these gentlemen going and saying, no, you can't go to the grocery store to go and choose your own food. You know, I have to laugh. I have to laugh because, okay, so I'm used to the culture, right? Having a husband in the house before, having a Jamaican child in the house. So I know the food. I know the food, I cook the food, I buy the food, and I go and I exceed my resources from a small town or a small little city that doesn't accommodate certain foods. And I'll go to the big city. I'll drive an hour and a half to go and get the goat, the fish, the oxtail, you know, the cereal that the child is used to having in Jamaica or the husband is used to having in Jamaica, or, you know, all the, you know, anything to accommodate. So this is where it comes through. A white man that goes and eats spaghetti? What Jamaican man wants to sit there and go and eat pasta? What Jamaican man wants to go and eat, you know, like, I don't know.
All lot of people.
You know,
all lot of Shirley. When you understand who me up on the phone, I know. You think I idiot? Our husband a Jamaican. A farm owner. And her husband a Jamaican. So who know him more than she? She know her man name for what she. Right. She a white woman and her husband black. Hold on, Shirley. Don't remember your last thought. Remember big up Devon Thompson in the comment section. Devon Thompson say, I've sent both. Because Devon Thompson a snoop round from the other day and I say, Carlos, send me this, that, and the other. I'm going to get on top of this. So now Devon Thompson, I tell you, say, I've sent both my federal MP and my MPP a letter today in regards to this. I will also be visiting their offices with a hard copy. Big up Devon Thompson. What you mean? What you mean? Unity is strength for people then. Unity is strength. So you are saying that we Jamaicans not eat that type of food. So what do I think we and that we require?
That was my concern. That was my whole concern. How do you guys go and eat so hearty when you're used to coming here, right? You're used to going and eating hearty in your country. You're not going to go out there and you're not going to eat. Yes, okay. So you might go and have like a chip or a cheesy, or you might have ice cream or so on and so forth. However, I mean, I was lucky enough to go and have a partner that ate everything. So, you know, however, you know, bringing a child, I feared when I brought this child because the child was 10 years old. I feared right down to the water what this child went and ingested into his system. So these men work. These men are horses. These men need their food. These men don't like one. Are you serious? Three guys for like over a week going and a loaf of bread, 1 carton of 12 of eggs, milk, sugar, coffee, a couple chickens, and then tilapia frozen fish. If you were lucky. So what about the seasoning you guys are used to? What about the vegetables you guys are used to? You know, right over like, I can't remember what the product was, but the one guy had asked his boss to go and get something, and he came back with something, and he said, what in the fucking Christ is this? Like, what is this? You know, like nothing was normal. So here, these guys are under stress. You know, they've got masks on, they're coming to a different country, and I mean, they've had the crap scared out of them, with the vaccines, because, yourself, not every Jamaican is ready to go and deal with a vaccine.
That's right.
And the only reason why they went and ran, I've had guys go and not understand the vaccine. Does this come out of my system? Will this ever come out of my system? And total freak when they were here and they were asked to go and get it, or told that they had to go and get it, because if they didn't go and get it, they wouldn't be coming back. So some guys not even educated, or like ones that just didn't have an understanding, and they just followed suit. This guy did it, so they're going to do it. So these guys are going through stress as it is. And then at the fact of now they're locked in a house. They're locked in a house. You can't go out to even go and buy groceries, where some of these guys look forward to their one day a week. Then their privacy, the privacy of what they eat, privacy of going and knowing what is in their bank account. The bosses know. So the boss would know that, oh, this guy's a saver. This guy goes and blows his money on this. Or even when it came down to the one farm out on the lake, they wanted to go and send money. They even set it up in the office at the farm to go and send money, Western Union. So these guys were handing over money to the boss's wife, or the boss's sister, which is the one that actually fills out the paperwork and whatnot to go and have these guys come and go with the flights and whatever, and sending the money. And then people going and stating to me, about the food. People had no idea. They're like, what do you mean? The guys go and buy their own food. So why are you supplying the food?
Shirley,
why are you going and picking them up food?
Listen this, Shay. Devon Thompson, again, I said, I've sent both my federal MP, instead I go sit with some people. Devon Thompson, say, is in Canada, is an activist for, for truth and rights. Is that a friend of mine? And him saying wants your number, Shaylin, to say I go sit with some people. Him say want a number.
Okay.
All right, Devon, me give you a number, On September 10th, I will be in a room filled with nearly all Federal Conservative Party members of Parliament. I'm going to, what do you think there, Devon? Jump off. But anyway, it's in the comment section what the man I got to do.
And where is he going to be doing that? Is that in Jamaica or is that in Canada?
Canada, he live in Canada. He said, okay, great.
Oh, okay.
He said, Member of Parliament, I'm going to also walk with a document to hand them in their hands. So I'm going to sit down with the part in Canada. I can see my brethren Devon and step up in the politics of Canada, Go on, Devon, do your thing. Anyway. Shaylin, right. I just want to tell you, say, we love you, You know that, right?
I know.
And Jamaican people love you too. And you are welcome to the barbecue. Based on what I see in the comments. Hey, she welcome to the barbecue, people. Let me see the thumbs up on the heart. Send some heart for her if she welcome to the barbecue, the cookout. She welcome to the, not barbecue, the jerk. She welcome to the jerk. Yes, you are. You're welcome to the jerk, sister. We here love you. And this is another last talk with Shaylin, because at this we are talking about farm worker. And we now stop choke them with it. Because they might come out and, you see if they come out and they'll say, it's if Carl Samuda never say nothing. If Carl Samuda never say nothing, is that the outrage regarding all of this is because when the Minister of Labour, the man of a change everything, I can help these guys, say him not see no problem with it. That's what pissed everybody off. And this morning again, we see another reaction from the liaison officer, the top liaison officer in Canada. We're up there and they're fat. And I do no work. And all type of stuff me hear pan about, I take money at airport. Me go do investigation pan that, cause Shaylin, me want you drop your nose are ground, your ears are ground there for me, please. And your nose. Me could sniff this out because we want to make sure say them now rob these workers. People will not play with them. Cause we are the journalists now in Jamaica, and we start do some investigative journalism. We take it up serious, people. Shaylin, any last words, sister? Say anything I want to say.
People need to speak out. People need to do what we are suggesting to do. I have something here in front of me, and I mentioned earlier that there was someone that had come to me, which is now part of an alliance out on the lake. And she was one of the ones that was raised with, and her daddy is still alive today. I think he's 90. And she was raised to not speak, not to acknowledge. And now she has a beautiful video on her Facebook that shows her videoing from her bed and breakfast that she has. She is big, her and her daughter, on the Alliance on the lake. Mm. And I had mentioned to you about how some were raised out on the lake to ignore these workers, not to acknowledge they were here for work, we don't talk. And I saw a posting on her Facebook on Farm Worker Appreciation Day. And just to go and show you, by being educated and knowing what these men and women go through to come and leave their families behind, she had posted on Farm Worker Appreciation Day on August 6th that today is Appreciation Day for farm workers. To all the early risers, hard workers, go-getter, and problem fixers. To all the harvesters, packers, planters, and pickers. To all who works in acres, not hours, we salute you. So going out and having a younger generation, meaning her daughter, seeing what is right and what is wrong and bringing it home to her mother, and her mother has now brought it to her father. This woman travels to Jamaica and goes and visits close neighbors of these workers. And me, for one, I've had another partner that has been her driver in Jamaica with her husband and another couple, to show them the country, to educate them on the country. So this is a man, many men that come, and she goes and fights for now with her daughter, and now has educated even her 90-year-old father, that has made this statement on Farm Worker Appreciation Day.
Wow.
So educate yourselves, people. Know that this is a problem. This isn't just others. Sorry, that's my pup.
Your dog
this isn't, he wants to speak too, because he knows these guys and he loves these guys, actually. So he's speaking on behalf as well.
Yeah.
That, you know, these people are, you know, human beings. This is, slavery is done and over, people. We need to fight for them, because they can't fight for themselves. If not, they're going to be turned away. These are breadwinners for family, like Carlos does. Carlos goes and fights for extended family as well, whether it be his children, his parents that he supports. These men and women are breadwinners. And without these men coming here, we wouldn't have it here in Canada either.
Thank you, sister.
So there's no future. So please stand up, go to your member of parliament. If you have a heart at all about your own culture, your own people, and even if these aren't, you know, the same culture as you, I mean, I'm as redneck and white and beautiful as ever, but these are my people too. And I will continue on fighting. I have a husband that I am no longer with. However, I have a son that I will fight till the end for, because he needs the fighting for.
All right, people. Sherlyn, Carla, come in. Sherlyn, you there? Come back.
Yes, I'm here.
Look at sister, I just want to tell you, thank you. May I give you a hug right now? You feel it? May I got my phone? You feel it? You feel that? And may I hug you? May I rock you too? And may I give you a hug? Thank you so much for coming on this platform. Come educate us and open up so many eyes on that. So we love you, bad. And the people in the comment section love it too. And you're welcome on this page anytime, people. And the first and the last. Because we have work for you. Me soon call you. You hear? Thank you so much, people. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. What a wonderful woman. What a wonderful woman, eh? What a wonderful woman. Let me see. What a wonderful woman. She's a winner. She is a winner. May have somebody call me, and I think this lady wanna call me on behalf of these farmers. Let me call her.
Hello?
Hey, Wagwan Nakilet, good morning. Good afternoon. The farm workers may I talk about it. I'm in the live. You have something for that, Sheen?
Yes. I was listening to that lady speaking about the farm work, and it's obvious that she knows because she has been around it. So in order for you to know, you have to be around it.
That's right.
And you know, like I told you, I have been around it. I do this. I've been doing this for almost 39 years with farm workers. From the day they enter into the country, from the day they step foot off the plane and go onto the farm, I have been there. I am there. Like I told you, I am there 3 days or 4 days, sometime out of the week. I am there when they get sick, and some of them don't even want to tell their boss because they don't want to go back home. Some of them don't want to go back home because if they're sick and can't do the work, the boss will send them back home. So a lot of them are deathly ill with high blood pressure. They bring up their medicine for their diabetes. A lot of them, their eyes are killing. A lot of them are severely illiterate. They cannot even spell your name.
Hold on, Shaylin, hold on. Nakilet, hold on there. I hope a woman having up people. I hope a woman call herself smart woman. Tell me what I'm going to Nakilet. You say some of them can't what?
They cannot, a lot of them, and this is not something that I'm asking anybody. This is something that I know because I am there with them. I love man. I don't care about women. I love the man them. So the minute I know that they're coming up, they usually tell me at a time, like 2 weeks, like 2 days in advance, that they'll be there in the United States. So I get everything ready for them. When they come up, their bosses will give them, like, loan them. They don't give it to them for free. They'll loan them like a certain amount of money from their paycheck. And me, I'm the one who take off a day. I take them food shopping, but so they could have food because when they come, they don't have nothing. They will go buy toilet paper, food. I take them to the Jamaica store to buy their meat, to buy their Jamaica product. I tell them they go to Walmart to buy their toilet paper, their stuff. The boss, they do. Before they used to give them, they used to have bunk beds. I told them about they're not children. They're not young kids. I say, your children came with a bunk bed when they were children. These are men. The boss listened to me, and he took out all the bunk beds. The boss went and buy them twin-size beds. He bought them washing machine, dryer, flat screen TV, phone, table, a dining room table to accommodate like 6 of them, because there were 6 of them in a room. I told him, show them some privacy and put up like a partition, even a curtain, even one of those makeshift partition that you can buy in Target. He did it. The listing officers now is a total different story. I am not asking you this, Carlos. I am telling you this. The listing officers...
Hold on it, Nakilet. She said, a liaison officer. She called it the listing officer. We are talking about the liaison officer, where everybody call it. That's what you talk about. You understand me?
Yeah.
But let me ask a question, Nakilet. This morning, remember some me talk, when me talk about this story. Me talk about yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
Me talk yesterday. Now, Nakilet. After me get up this morning, I'm looking at the paper, Nakilet. The liaison officer, the head liaison officer, and some guy named Phillips of Canada, and I'm fat over there. I say a lie. Say a lie the farm worker them a tell. Just like Samuda, he say a lie them a tell to Nakilet. Tell me what you know about the liaison officer there, man.
The listing officer, the only time you see them is when the men then come the first day when they arrive on the farm. The listing officer will come there like about 8 o'clock at night. He will stay like about 10, 15 minutes. He doesn't even go in the house. Me, I always make it my point of duty. I tell the guy, when he's coming, call me. Because they're afraid to talk to him. I say, call me. So they will give me a heads up, and they will let me know, he's on his way right now. And I go up there. And I say to him, aren't you going to go inside the house? No, he doesn't. They never go inside the home. They never go in the house. They don't know if those people have, accommodation to suit their privacy. They don't care about that. They just come and they make them sign these paperwork, and boom, they go in their fancy car and they take off. They take off and you don't see them again. The guys then would be calling me, Natalie, you know what, I am sick. I have 100 and I have fever, I think my blood sugar is, I said, call the listening officer. They said we've been calling them sometimes a week and they have not even picked up the phone call, they haven't even called back. And I know this because I have their number. I know their name, these listening officers. I called them. I told them I was going to report them to the government. I told them those people might not be educated enough, but I'm full of education to know what's right and wrong, and I will report you. That's when they jump up and start moving. When they found a woman who's not a fool, who's educated, that's a Jamaican. That's when you see them come.
Hold on, Nakile. Hold on. I them with upon this man, you know. Because them go come after I wake up and go see this. Because the no lover come from the minister. Them go see the no lover come from. Because it come from top, you know. Because there's nowhere the liaison officer chief is going to say a lie the Samuda say. So if Samuda say no see no problem, liaison officer going to say him no see no problem either. Now me ask a question there. Me I hear some allegation about liaison officer take money and a rape and a scam these poor farmers and basically you run an extortion scheme for the farmer them. You hear that? Have you heard anything like that?
I'm going to tell you the truth, Carlos. I shouldn't be. I'm going to tell you something that's going to shock you.
Talk to me.
There's a lot of these men and women that's on the farm. Some of them even get paid. They get paid to go from different farms, the woman and the man them. And who you think is accommodating? Who you think is setting up those type of scheme? Who you think is setting that up?
Hold on, come on, forget this straight. What you mean about them get to transfer from farm to farm? All right. Say for instance, right? Say for instance, they're gonna go home in November. All right? Mm-hmm.
What these people they have a big party.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I'm in Massachusetts, so I don't know, but they have a big party, and all the farm, the women and the men come from different farms. You will have, you're looking for the woman, you're looking for the man, or they would bring, this is not nothing racist, they would bring majority of the women that they bring, those listeners, this officer then will bring the white ladies there to the men. All of a sudden, you're looking for the Jamaican guys. Because remember, I'm the one who take them. You remember, I tell you, I'm the one who take them everywhere. When I take, I call 7, 8, 9, 10 man in my vehicle, I take them up there. And I'm going to wait for them. Sometimes I wait for them because they enjoy themselves. It's a party for them for the year. Sometimes you're looking for some of them, you can't even find them. Then when they come back and you ask them where they were, they tell you. Because they tell me the truth. Mm-hmm. And who you think set that up and who you think get the money? That was a ring that was going on, period.
What you say?
They bring these white women and these poor guys, you remember they've been out of the country away from a woman for months and months and months. What do you think they're going to do? They don't care. They'll pay the money. Even if it's $100 an hour, they will pay the money just to get a one bum and give it to who to get it and then gone. Just for 1 little hour, they will do this. I know this because I've seen it.
And for you are going people. When I hear though.
And a lot of women, especially the women, that they will do it. Because a lot of them want that, pick the man them, the white man them, who they bring into them, is going to end up marrying them, be with them, so they will do it. And this will happen like year after year.
Hold on, Immaculate. For the one them in the back and the one them a little bit slope on their leg. Who bring these man to them? Come back again. Because we want to end us out, rub it in.
Who bring these men to them to listen as officers? They are the one who wants a party in a certain place at a farm and they bring them. Like they all get together. Like I said, we're having a big celebration in a phone, almost going on. Every year they have this big celebration. They have it like in a particular farm, but this particular farm, the bosses them are really nice. So they give them their freedom. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They give the farm workers their freedom and they will tell them, you can't use the outside houses because it's big. You can use the farm where they have all the plants and all of that. And that's where they have the party and they will cook the big food. They will cook soup and all of the food. There's no black woman come. It's either white woman a white man, but no black woman do not come up there to do whatever they want with them. And I would say to them, how much money when I'm taking them back home? Because I get offended because I told them, if I knew you guys were going to be doing this, I would have never taken you because I don't agree with stuff like that. You guys are, but because a lot of them know that, Carlos, this is a 100%.
So hold on, Nakile. So are you telling me that they're having an orgy with the worker them, with wife?
That's not an orgy. That's a prostitution ring.
No, this is a laughing matter for people. They are news people. They are news to me, you know.
That is not an orgy. An orgy is when 1 or 2 or 3 people are together. It's a different. A prostitution is a pimp. The pimp is pimping out their whoever to someone else. So that's mainly like a prostitution ring.
Yeah, it's a pimp. They're playing pimp. So you have liaison officers who are playing the role of pimps in Canada, allegedly.
I'm a pimp. That in Canada. I don't live in Canada. Never did.
Yeah, in Massachusetts.
And it's not, it doesn't only goes on here. It's everywhere. Because I know when I tell you, your farmers could talk amongst each other who is good to them. So when they talk amongst each other, you will have other farmers call up and pick you up and say, you know, thank you, man, you know, for do this for my friend. You know what I'm saying? As a Jamaican and a lot of Jamaican woman, we do this and we do that. So they all, and for one thing about me, I don't know why. You remember me tell a color, the man them just tell me them business, you know, no reason.
Because
because I'm there for them, because I always help them.
So hold on there,
I always take them places.
Hold on there. So the Jamaican woman them pay for white man and the black man them pay for white man?
They don't have any choice though. But you know, this is out.
Because hold on there. Because if the liaison officer put on them as Cynthia, they might get money from the people and they might bring them because they might make them get chocolate meat. So they must get money for the white people and get money for the black. How that work?
Why you think that there's a lot of farm workers? They come over here. By the time you turn around, you see they're married to a white woman or a white American. Why you think a lot of them? Some of them never ever leave the farm yet, ever. But all you think they get wife and get husband, and they never ever leave the farm. A lot of these things, they never leave the farm. They never ever leave the farm. These poor guys, you don't even know what they go through. And because a lot of them do not want to be sent back home, they rather suffer and do whatever it takes until their time is up to go home. Even if some of them, I'm going to tell you, this was deadly. There's a lot of them who call at 2 o'clock in the morning. I have to get out of my bed, take them to the hospital. Them are telling me, them this to earth and them that to earth. And you know what, them private. Take them to the hospital. Then end up, doctor diagnosed them with chlamydia and gonorrhea because of all these things that they're doing.
Hold on there. Mm-hmm. So when they call you as a friend and say them go to all the suffrage and chlamydia and gonorrhea, you know, say, I know Jamaica them get it from because them do our physical. Mm-hmm. So that's why the woman, I know for the woman them flap the Jamaican man when they come to Canada because they know, so them just take their physical test and all these strong mandingo coming from Jamaica is nice and clean. So we go hook up on one of them. And a lot of people, you know, say, and last night me sit down and me think about that. And last night me come up with it. Me say, these guys coming from, after me listen to Partner Draw TV last night, them things come to me. I say, that means the woman them run on them farm worker because them just do them physical, nice and clean. Yes. The man look a clean man. Yes. Clean. Yes. So the clean man them come back and they come get gonorrhea and them have a call to you. Continue, my sister.
Chlamydia. Chlamydia because they get diagnosed right there in the hospital. Mm-hmm. And guess what happens when they get those virus, them sexual transmission? Some of them, remember, they don't have insurance. They have to tell their boss they only have a minimum of insurance for certain things with the boss. They can't go them. They're not going to tell that to their boss. So a lot of times I'm the one who has to use my own money and buy them the medication and the penicillin or the shot or whatever they have to take. And I'm the one who also has to take them back again to get checked up because they don't want nobody to know. So there's times when I have 30, 40 men that me as a one little woman. It's good thing they're very good men. They have never disrespect me. They have never, ever, ever go out of pocket with me because they know I'm not that type of woman. So they have never done, and they're good men, good, hard-working, decent men, good men. But a lot of them call us, some of them have come up from our farmers, from them, look up in their life and then paper with their age. Some of them is working in other people's name, Carlos. So they don't, if things is to come out, they will get caught. Some of them has been doing farm work for 30 years, 40 years. Some of them are 70, 60, Carlos. They cannot even, they see a piece of paper, they don't even know if it's D or a D.
All I knock because I want people to understand. She's speaking from an experience from where? America, farm work you talk about, don't you?
Yes.
So, Shailene, where does that come from, people? It's not just Canada, right? Nakilet live America. So, what I just make it here a while ago, Shailene from Canada, a farm owner from Canada. So, this is the same thing, I would have one different part of the world, and the same thing I go on. Continue, Mrs. Sister. Continue.
Yes, and when I finished speaking to you yesterday, I called a couple of them, and I was telling them, I said to them, do you guys mind if I come up here one day and make a phone call? You don't have to say, oh, yeah. Then say, Necklace, whatever you say goes. You're the boss. I said, no, I'm not your boss, honey. I'm not. But I want to make sure you're comfortable with it. You don't have to give your name, but you can just tell the truth. And a lot of them people talking about over here only. It's not only over here. A lot of them, they make my heart bleed. A lot of these farm workers work hard, and they have women and wives in Jamaica. They send the money go there, and the woman then spend off all the money. A lot of them tell me that. Some of them go back home and there's not a penny. And I see them when I take them to work.
Hold on. What you say? When Jamaican farm worker walk off them heart and soul of foreign and go through bad treatment, send them money back to Jamaica to them woman in Jamaica. What the woman do with the money? Take it and don't even have man of mine. There's one particular guy who made him came very, 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 very close. He's a very good man. He's in his 60s. In first ultimately, he was building a big mansion. And every minute he would send the money. Before he came up that year, the house was almost finished. So I said, okay, I'm going to just continue to send the money to him. Why? You see, when he went back home to Jamaica, thinking the house done, now give him buying stuff. She said, him send me the picture of the same way in the house. That's the same way it was. His wife didn't do nothing. Some asked her, where is the money? She lied and said, oh, I gave it to the men and they didn't come. Then him called the man said, no, the wife never give away a penny. Come to think of it, she was having a young boy asleep with a girl and a man money too. I'll be a Roman boom, we might get a mix up and blend up.
So I'm saying, not till it. Me I tell him not till it, I'm come back, me now, I'm going to run off. You now come back, me say, okay, you now run off.
That's a wickedness.
You now run off. Me ever find your woman, and me go make you stay with her. And if she love you divorce the wife of Jamaica first. If this lady fall in love with you, married her and don't go back to Jamaica. If you're not fall in love, and that's exactly what he did. He's been here now in America. Now he's American citizen for 15 years. He might not have them own house and them own business in New York. Remember me tell you that yesterday. So,
yes.
It's not only the workers and the bosses that giving these men hell. It's a lot of the women, their wives and their girlfriends. A lot of them are terrible to these men that have them back bend down, 8, 9, 10 hours a day in the scorching sun. Some of them come up here brown, and when they look on them black like a car from the sun. Of me, every single morning before I leave out of my house, I bring them a case of water, Gatorade. Sometimes I make sandwiches. I buy a whole bunch. I go to Costco and all those things. I buy a whole bunch of chips, and I make sure they're good. So people are saying this, and people are. It's not only the bad treatment over here. They're getting it when they go back home as well. The government don't do nothing for them in Jamaica. They do not do nothing for them. Don't let them tell you any lie.
Hold on, Nakilet. You see, hold on, Nakilet. When we talk to them women in Jamaica, we have them man come out foreign. Is it some owner? Is it some owner take the man money and mine young boy in Jamaica? Buy a rum and boom. And when the man come from foreign, that's why so much woman. Sometimes yes, some woman dead. If them, I want a farm worker woman dead here, man, because this is a normal thing. What would you do if you come from foreign? Work so hard and go to all of them and thing and the money gone. On top of that, yes, she are there with a young boy down there, so. Yeah, them things run people crazy. You lose your mind and do crazy stuff. Not because you want to do it. This I will chip. Your brain will chip.
Yeah. Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah.
A man head will chip, ladies. Stop taking the chance there. Nobody's perfect. None of us are perfect on earth, but a dangerous ground that you depend, lady. A wickedness. You saw the farmer can them go through, and that's what they depend right now. What the farmer can them go through hell. Go and do research. Then the on social media go find out where your husband are going, whether your man are going to find what they go through, and the man sell the little tools and fuse and make up buy a piece of land and make up buy one car and they come back and improve your life, and the man come back and nothing there. What you expect the man to do? No, like seriously. Me not tell the man to go beat up no woman and not like that. But me say, what do you expect will happen from here moving forward? The man come back and the man there. What would happen to you? Yes, I mean, come on, man. Come on, man.
It's the truth, and I'm not asking anybody this. This is something that I live with these men for almost 40 years, different ones. Some of them been coming to the farm, the same farm for over 30 years, so I know what I'm talking about. And some of them said about old, and a lot of them are Christian, a lot of them are Christian man, so some of them now don't even leave the wife. They look at them are Christian, so they want to stay and endure all those abuse. A lot of them. And when you hear them talk about like it's only the man, them, the work, no, a lot of them are their wives and their girlfriends, they don't matter. They use and abuse them. They you right now, one of them just called me. Come out right now. Call me, up there me going right now. Them are telling me they want to kill himself. Because him just find out them, in brother come call him and tell him them woman a breed and a feed. So, and I said, kill yourself. For a woman, you must be crazy. So I leave now. I'm driving all the way now from Boston to go and talk to him because I'm the only one that he will listen to. He just got the news from his brother. Now, his brother should have never done that. His brother should have waited for him to come to Jamaica and then, you know what I'm saying? No, I
understand, but look at how that call it. Because the man probably has sent money to give the woman and the brother watching back. They understand that. The man probably has sent the hard working money to give this woman. The bunny brother could have hold no more. The bunny brother.
But wait till him come home, Carlos. Wait till him come.
But look at Nakilet. Look at you're right, you know, Nakilet. You are so right. We don't disagree with you. But look at, imagine he might probably be one of the same woman who I send him again and go to Jamaica and money that day. You let the brother says, you better again. You know? Nakilet, can't you see? He look like one of the same woman who the farmer can send money go give and come home and not see anything. So, brother, me not saying brother was right. Me agree with you, sister. So don't give this man this type of shock over here. Because him can't perform no good for the job no more. He's no use to himself right now. If I think that way, you suicidal, he's no use for himself. He's gone mental. From a person who's contemplating suicide, them gone mental people. So over here, now used to himself now. But we understand when brother try to have his brother back. And brother know say, me no stop the girl, no stop go Western Union, and you come and know my brother take care of the girl, you know. And I take care of the little boy, and stop going to bring for the little dirty boy, you know. Me have to tell my brother, I never want to tell him, you know. But we have to tell him, something is hard, but this is how we feel this come true. People share my life, you know, because I know say, Facebook still a pressure me. Share my life. Facebook still a pressure Carlos for whatever reason. Keep sharing my life, people. As you can see, my life, I suppose I will put people on it, but you know what I'm going already. Keep sharing the life. Push it up. We don't stop pushing.
And you know what, too, what's so crazy about it, Carlos? When things like this happen, when things like this happen, and some people would be like, oh, I'm a man, him to man up, him to this up, him to that up. No, you cannot say that. You know, say you're traveler, woman, I do this, and woman. No, I am going to have to tell him because the boss is the one who called me and telling me that he wants to go home right now. And I'm like, no, do not send him, no.
I'll kill him, I'll kill somebody. No, I dead, she dead if he go home. She dead if he go home. Tell him to cool off up here. Tell him to cool off.
No worries. That lady's never going to see him again. Trust me. They know why you think the boss called me. She ain't never going to get at that man. I'm never sending him back down there. She ain't getting at him. I have the connection. You know that. He's not going back down there. He's not going back to her because I know what he'll do.
But put yourself in that trouble if you go down there. Because that hurts, you know, people. People.
Oh, my God.
That hurts.
Oh, my.
This hurts.
At 22 years, man, they're married 22 years.
Me say, at least you could have explained the money and tell a lie on the money. Or you explain the belly. At least you can explain the money and tell a lie about the money. But or you can explain the pregnancy.
A baby. And no, to the man, him did in Canada, baby, because him tired, because him struggling and stuff, him don't want to, him tired from one, him build the house. And you saw she wicked, she wait until him done build the big house in a centenary. And I know she do this. Wicked!
And the man tired from a vasectomy. The man have a vasectomy, right?
Yeah, so he won't have any more kids. He just want to focus. Him kids them are big kids. Him kids them are big kids. When I'm kids them even travel to farmer too in New York. When I'm son do farmer in New York.
People, they hear it, people. The argument turn on one different road now, the farmer call them.
You know, they're going through a lot of stuff. They're going through a lot of stuff, Carlos. Mentally, physically, and emotionally, and psychologically. Because, you know, do you know what it feels like when you cannot read, not even a simple little thing? And because of this, a lot of the boss them, we treat them like garbage. Because the boss them knew that they cannot read and write. So, you know what? The ones who can read and write, they take advantage of them too and talk about them, the Jamaicans, them who can read and write, laugh off of them. We don't even want, one day we'll talk about that part. A lot of the Jamaicans, them who can read and write, laugh at them and because of them, see them paycheck, they see, oh, some of them don't even know if they get the wrong paycheck, Carlos, because they can't read it. I'm not asking you anything, I swear, Carlos. Them just put the X. You remember when I tell you when they made us do the income tax, you see the X and I mean see the paperwork for him. Yes. Because a lot of them been doing this, they drop out of school from them as young boy and been here and there until them are trouble from them young. They don't even know how to read and write. Them can tell it their name, but them cannot spell it. Some of them even forget them date of birth.
Yeah.
So people need to tell the truth of why are these listening officers treating these men like this? Because they know a lot of them are severely illiterate.
Shailene said the thing a while ago, but she might say it a little bit sweeter, but the same thing. Shailene said the same thing a while ago, that in Canada and now Nakilet in America are the same thing, people. Yes, I mean, so we are aware this, you know, we left Canada with the America now. We talk about the experiences, similar experiences. And we started this video because of what we saw. The liaison officer had said in the paper this morning and debunked the claims of the farmers, the farm workers, and the same thing the minister did. So it caused me to do this video and pull up my 2x4 well grease up for him. And me talk from Canada, now the America. And now me call America, now I hear say that sex, a prostitution sitting at a ring of one. Hold on there. So liaison officer, a pimp. So let me ask, how the money go? Who? Tell me, more explain this this prostitution.
You see, I never get into that conversation because I get so mad for the fact that they make me come up there waiting for them and they doing that. So I never want to know anything about it. So I refuse to take them there anymore.
So you go there?
No, you know what happened?
So
they send the van for them.
Huh?
So when I refuse to take them there now. So you know what happened now when I won't take them? Because when I found out what was going on with these guys, because I think that it's terrible that they're doing it. I know that the man and whatever, they must be on or whatever, but you give up your money.
So hold on, Nakilet. So this is not hearsay. You drive them go there. You actually see it first hand.
Me drive them and me try them out. There's a lot of Jamaicans in that note, they don't want nothing to do with it because a lot of Jamaicans that's over here, they think that they're so better than the public because they don't, and there's men that won't even, only you kind of about 2 or 3 guys over here, and that I know of where I live, some of them will carry them all at the flea market or stuff like that, or if one of the guys them on the farm, some of them have their license, international license, so the boss will make that one person use the van that they work it and carry them one time a week, like on a Tuesday to go cash their check. Or if they want to go to the flea market on a Sunday, that one guy will take them on a Sunday. But if the boss has to use the van for something else, then I'm the one. The boss knows I'm going to say yes, so I'm the one that. And I never take a penny because I don't take $1 from them.
So hold on there. Hold on there now. So you have male farm workers and female go to this sex house. Right?
It's not a sex house. It's when they have that gathering once a year. What that cook like a dance. For them, just for the farm workers. So when that thing occurs, when that event occurs, that's when that happens. That's when that happens. Because there's a white woman is there. All the white women and white men are there. Who you think they're coming for?
So hold on. So the woman they have to pay the woman for sex.
And you know the woman them gonna charge more than the man.
So hold on. Now may I understand. So hold on there. So the Jamaicans are the ones who are charging for the service.
No, the Jamaican woman them is charging for the service, paying. They getting the money from the American men.
Yes, for the Johns, yes.
The woman and the white woman them, the Jamaican men them are paying them. But who you think I get the money? Who you think get the money?
Liaison officer.
Oh, okay.
People, they must have news to it. Like, hey, Andre Stevens just say, the web we weave.
They split it. They split that money. That's why a lot of them over here working, Carlos. And back to this again, and all of them good. A lot of them over here working and can't them go home and not pick that penny, and them waste it out for the woman them. And waste it out for pay for prostitute here and there and full of sexual transmitted disease. Me not ask you that, me I tell you that. Because me, everything left on to carry them got to hospital. So and I said, that's what I'm putting the money do.
So you say after them go through, them do them physical at Jamaica and go a far nice and clean system. They go dirty it up and go back to Jamaica dirty. No,
they're not go back to Jamaica dirty. That's the problem, honey. They got to make sure they're clean before they go back home to the woman. So who they call? Necklace to come take them to the doctor.
But what about the one that know so them got what them got?
The wallet for them to know what them got, and all I tell you how them feel and I itch and them at this. We say, why you itching? What did you do? Some of them don't want you to know because some of them secretive enough. Me tell them better go get sick before you go back to Jamaica. You need to go get sick. Don't take this on to the woman and to the wife. That's disgusting.
Well, just like Shelly said earlier, they are bullies on the farm, and so no man who have to make a next man knows them a leak. Not true.
Let me tell you, our worst downfall, I'm going to tell you the truth, is our own people. There's guys on the farm who can read and write good, and they refuse to even help the guys that cannot read, and they talk their business. They tell their business to all the other farm workers them. So, and because you think because they're all there and they're Jamaican, they communicate and they get along, they don't. There's people fighting. Oh, you are voodoo me. You bring voodoo up on the bed. Me now put the food in the fridge because you voodoo my food. Me now put my shoes out the door. Some of them tie up them shoes in a plastic bag. One of the boss had to let go like two of them from the farm. I said, no, I don't want this here. Every year they come up them to the man of voodoo. People have voodoo them. Lock up them foot in the closet till the place.
What you say? Where's the farm? People, it get deep at the backside. So farmers say man bring up upon them a farm up.
Some of them didn't come back. Them said I want them up here with order for the man to bring them back. One of them begged me, he would call us, I swear to God. Every single day for beg the boss to make him come up. Begging, and we said, no, so and so, man, you're old, man, you can't stay that good. He said, no, me just want one more year. I'm going to go to the boss, you remember me telling me, the boss, I'm a breaking, man, Italian, man. I'm a breaking, and I sit down and I talk to him, I said, just give me one more year to that, I'm going to do this because of you. But this is the last year, and then bring him up.
So the abuse that we've been talking about, we, the vloggers, been highlighting over the last several, we've been talking about this for years, people. Go check my video them. So the fire turned upon it lately, again, because of what Carl Samuda did. So you say, it's a true fact that they are being abused?
Oh, yes. They're abused. Sometimes they're in the house. There's 6 of them in the house. Maybe I'll 3 of them getting along. 3 of them a fight. A cutlass drawn. Knife drawn. The boss, you remember now, the boss is not where they live. He is not, his home is not. So if they're in the house, and me now, something my ex, when I used to be with my ex, and used to tell me, don't go up there. I said, no, I'm going up there. I am going up there because I'm the only one they listen to. Them couldn't have teared on the place the minute me not do that. Them say, oh, is it? They say, necklace. Everybody does still like them not do it. They respect me to the T. Because number one, they go tell them, say, I'll never come back. I won't come back.
Yeah, and another thing, Nakilet, we'll cover here because this is the main topic. So the liaison officers are not properly representing the workers. All right, let me ask a question about liaison officer, based on your experience. When a worker going through it and call a liaison officer, what happened?
They never come. Or they told them they'll deal with it, but they wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. And you know when some of them come? Like a day or two before they leave to go back home to Jamaica.
So
and that's too late. That's too late. The report that's been made is too late to deal with.
And one other thing, Nakilet. This basically extorting the worker them for money, meeting them at the airport and stuff like that. This is not new to you, right? This is not news to you. You heard about it before?
The what?
Like the liaison officers collecting money, like extortion money from the farm workers and pay them off. I don't know why. I'm hearing that they would meet them at the airport and take money off of them. I heard somebody call it last night. Say they would have to pay liaison officer money. Is that true?
That's been going on. That's been going on. They used to pay them. I don't know how much they're giving them now, but they used to have to give them like $40, $50. I asked them why. They said they don't know. These are the ones that only they used to do to the ones who cannot read and write.
Oh.
That's been going on for the past 30, 40 years since I know these guys. And I asked them, did they tell you why? But some of them can't read. They just let them sign the paper and then don't know what they're signing and they have to give them the money.
All right, people. So you see that, people. So we're still doing the research and investigation about this liaison officer because, you know, like Andre Stevens said, the web we weave. You come up on social media and on the news this morning I talk some nonsense. Now, give me a last word there. Give me a last word, sister.
Yeah, the last word is I'm talking to the women and men who have farm workers, husband or boyfriend. Be there for them. When they come back from doing the hard work of farm work, take a DR2. Buy a bottle of oil, massage oil. Strip them naked, make them beard. Massage them from head to toe. Massage every bone in them body, every part of them. Massage them. Massage them, just let them rest for a day or two or stuff. No ask them for no sexual nothing. Just let them rest. Just let them rest. And please, treat them better. When they come home, when you them tell them the money, put the money away because the money is for the both of you purposes. Don't treat them bad. They work hard over here, people. Let them take pictures of them working. Treat them better than this. They deserve better. Because it's sad when they have to deal with it over here and then have to come home and deal with it too. Treat them better. Show them more respect. Show them more love. Take the time to be there for them. Send them even to get a pedicure and a manicure. You pay for it. Send them if you don't have the money to do you. Buy up the stuff and give them a pedicure and a manicure. Massage them. Massage them. Make them feel good because they have to be in the hot sun, bending on them back for 8, 9, 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, in the rain and in the heat. Take better care of them. Give them good food when they come home. Feed them good. Make sure they take the vitamins. Make sure they take strong vitamins, especially when they're getting older. Because after 50, they cannot use the same vitamins that they used when they were in their 30s. They have to use silver. Take care of these men and these women. They deserve it. And you guys deserve to have a better husband and a better wife that can, stand up and have the stamina to deal with you guys. Please take care of them. And when you guys see them, don't look at them as if they're nobody. They're the ones who's out there working for us to get the fruits and the vegetables. They're the one who's doing it. Treat them better. They're human beings too. They're somebody's children that's grown. Treat them better. Have more respect for them. Okay? That's all I have to say.
Immaculate, thank you so much, Manners and respect, Manners.
Carlos, friend.
Yeah, man. We talk later. Yeah, man. Blessings.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Bye-bye.